Hey guys, John here. Welcome back to another video. So this one is a 1-month review of using this Peragon bed cover on my Toyota Tundra. So in this video, I want to share with you some of the pros and cons I've had with this system, and if this video helps you out and at the end you want to purchase one of these, I have 15% off link in the discount code provided by Peragon, which is really sweet. So let's start off at the very beginning, the install process, and it was actually fairly easy. Even though I timed it, it took me about 2.5 hours. That was with packing some stuff before a road trip, watching their videos as well, which are actually very informative, and just doing it all DIY, which I like to do. As I unboxed it, it said, hey, start here. Take out that package of hardware and you literally go in chronological order, little package by little package with every single step, so you're not getting a whole bunch of hardware all over the place that is very annoying to like, oh, is this the right screw? Is literally that step by step, and it's hardware piece by hardware piece. And I think that the hardest part about the whole installation process was just the getting in and out of the bed of your truck. So if you have a bed step like me, that helps out, but you're still getting in and out of your truck a lot. So guys, when Peragon sent this out to me, it could not have come at a better time because we were actually doing a road trip from Florida to Texas, and I really wanted to try it out. And I mentioned a bit of it in our road trip video on how awesome having this thing was. And I want to reiterate on that because in my previous Tundra, we had a deck system in that truck. And the deck system was cool because a lot of our stuff was able to stay nice and dry in the drawers of the deck system. But the caveat to that is when you want to use your truck for a truck or put more stuff on top of that, you lose a bunch of bed space. Whereas this, we're able to throw all of our bags in there, dog stuff in there, gifts, things, parts to install for the truck too that I had to install while I was in Texas. And we went through 2 crazy rainstorms, and it was just super freaking nice to be able to, when we parked the truck and we were able to stop, I look in the bed of the truck and there was virtually no water. Now again, we were moving, but it was raining really hard one day here and the truck was completely stationary, so take a look at this video. And a quick rain check. You can see how much it's been raining. It's been raining a lot here in the Northwest Florida Panhandle, but we got a bunch of rain on top of the Peragon cover with the tailgate seal right here too. So go ahead and unlock it. Not a whole lot, so we do have some water right there, right? So I mean, this is weather like resistant. It's not waterproof, but I'll tell you what, this stuff back here is a lot drier than it would have been had I not have this cover on. So I mean, even this cardboard box, it's pretty dry. What we got? A little bit of water coming in from right there. You can see it dripping onto the wheel well, so that got the cardboard box. But I mean, still, that's a lot drier than it would have been because you could see that it's been flooding over there and over there. So I'm happy with that. So now, of course, before we get into the cons, we have to talk about the pros of the system. And my very first pro, I kind of already touched on it in this video with the whole deck system thing in my old truck, but this can remove all the way, which I really like. You can remove this cover all the way very easily. Check this out. So getting to your bed is super easy. We'll just do this in real time. So you come underneath the Peragon. We're gonna put down the lock brackets or little lock levers. Push the whole thing back. I'm gonna get into my truck though now, since it is lifted, and it's a little harder to do it from the side. But it all folds in. Ooh, and it is freaking hot. And then we're gonna mess with this little lever over here on this side, which that was just the most difficult part for me on mine. Fuck, it's hot. And then it pulls it out, so you guys can see it kind of out like this, and we're gonna pivot away from that side though. So as it pivots away, unlatches itself, we're gonna take our strap, put it around, kind of making like a little handle out of it, which is cool. And then you just walk it around and you get your whole bed back, which is pretty cool. And then to put it back is the same thing. Just gonna put it onto these rails as they pivot, kind of get the tires catching. And then over here on the driver's side, you want to make sure that per the instructions, we latch it into its little hole. And then once that's and then once that's latched in the hole, we just depress this little thing down again. Make sure it makes that nice loud snap. Take our strap back, and then you're able to just close your cover. And then just latch it back into place, or lock it rather, back into place. Pretty simple and easy. I love that you could just take it off and put it back on. What's the time at on the camera? Well, we started earlier, so what do you think, a minute to 2 minutes, something like that?
A minute and a half.
Minute and a half, perfect. So about a minute and a half, I took it off and I was able to put it back on. Peragon actually has a much better in-depth video about it, but that was just your average consumer, right? Real world, it was freaking hot outside, this thing was roasting, didn't even take that into consideration, but you can remove it all the way. And when I really used that was when I was putting 37s on this truck. I needed my whole bed. I put all 4 tires in the bed of the truck. After I took it off, I was able to have my full bed. No caveats to the system, like a higher deck system. No, it did not like roll forward and then I'm worrying about the tires hitting the front of it, like bending and everything too. Very awesome to have a top cover that comes off all the way. The next pro of the system, aside from it being able to keep water all out of the bed of your truck, is just how rugged this HDX one looks. So this is the top of the line one that they have. They have a middle tier one and a lower tier one, but I like the rugged textured look that this HDX one has. And with this one too, it comes with a 5-year warranty. If I have any problems on the parts like I already did, they will be covered under warranty. And the issue that I had was the tailgate strip over here. So I got the optional tailgate strip. It's just like a 3M attached strip to this. And when I installed it, it was very, very tight to the point where it shredded this tailgate strip. So I contacted them. I said, hey, my railing system is very, very tight. It actually ripped the tailgate seal. What do I do? And instead of them just sending out a new seal, they said, hey, well, take some photos of your rails for us. We want to make sure that everything's good. And also, did you let it sit 24 to 48 hours? And I said, oh, no, I did not. I just installed it and I kept yanking it like that. So there are little seals on this that they will start to go into place like within 24 to 48 hours. So after that had like set to it and it like morphs itself and the heat allows it to like fold on into itself, this is so much easier to move now because it was actually really tough to the point where this was catching and it completely ripped it. So this is a brand new seal and you can see that it's actually off a little bit, and that's not even Peragon's fault. And I'll talk to you guys about this in a future video, but my tailgate is actually crooked on this truck a little bit to the point where it's catching right here and it's taking paint away. So when I shut this, it doesn't close the best way and it pulls down right here on their stuff. And this is all completely even from when I did it. So that's something that the truck's gonna have to be taken care of at the 5K service. Another thing that I like with this system is just how kind of sleek it is to the truck. All we have is just one logo right here. We have their logo. If you wanted to take it off, I'm sure you could because it just feels like a very aggressive sticker. So it is very sleek, and this is the only part, when you take off the whole bed cover, this is the only part right here that will be hanging over, and it's not really hanging that much further over than your actual bed right here. So of my whole 6.5 foot bed, I pretty much retain, let's say 6 foot 3 inches, right? And it's just this little bit right here that's gone. So if you have it completely open and you just want to keep it in, you're losing maybe 8-ish inches of your actual bed. But the cool thing, you can take it out very easily too if you really want to do that. You can also, with this thing, I failed to mention too, but it can be opened and locked at multiple positions as well. But now everything is not perfect, so there are some cons in the month of having this system that I have seen, especially for the Tundra, that I want to point out for you guys just in case maybe some of these are a deal breaker. So that first one I noticed immediately going to Texas is you can't fit big boxes in here. Well, you can, but if you slide a big box all the way forward, because this system folds in on itself, you'll kind of get what I mean. Because the system folds in on itself, you see that first fold right there? So if you had a box bigger than that, this would not be able to fold in on itself because it would be hitting a box right there. So I had a big box, you can see how it goes down. So I had a big box down there and this wasn't able to like fold in all the way until I realized like, oh crap, there's a box there, it's in the way. So I had to climb into the bed of the truck, retrieve the box, bring it forward. So one thing to note is if you're gonna have big boxes in the truck, if you want to open this, like to grab them or retrieve them, then just try to make sure they're at the very front of your truck. But if you're gonna be moving stuff, again, you could just take this whole thing off if you're not worried about the weather. So another con that I realized the other day is you do lose a lot of your rail support right here, because this tube to open and close the system and to lock it out, it pretty much sits on our rails and it utilizes the rails as you install it too. So you can't put anything here just because of the way that it locks out the system. So you can't put your OEM cleats right here if you needed to strap anything down on your truck, just because this bar is unfortunately in the way. But you do still have your little D hooks right here. I changed mine out. That's a video coming in the future. So you can change these ones out. And two, if this whole Peragon bed cover was off, you still do have access to your front rail. And then you do still have access kind of right here, but you can't use your OEM cleat because this sticks out just a little bit too far for that. But honestly, those are really my only cons. Now, I didn't notice any crazy increase in miles per gallon with this thing. Granted, when I put it on and went on my first road trip, that was the first time utilizing it. So I never noticed any miles per gallon increase. Some people say with bed covers like this, you do get MPG increase. I didn't really notice any of that, but for the very few cons that this has, like the rail things, whatever, you can use your hooks right down here, or you could do the Versatrax, which I'm gonna put in this truck too. So, and you also get the front rails. So I mean, the fact that I can't use these side rails, it sucks, but it's just kind of part of the way that their system is. And then the one time that I noticed a big box in the front too, you can't fold stuff into the box. It's kind of whatever. I mean, if you're gonna have a bunch of boxes in here, I guess just realize that and maybe either take it off or something, or just be okay with retrieving the boxes yourself. But those very few cons, they really don't outweigh the pros. So the pros to me highly outweighed the cons with this system. I'm very glad this is my first time using a system like this, and it's actually been really, really nice. So it's been honestly really nice, and that's just not me talking about like a sponsored product, right? Because I told them, hey, I want to give my honest opinion about stuff. And a good company will always say, yeah, please give your honest opinion about things. So that's what I liked about it, and I wanted to share it with you guys because a lot of you guys have been thinking, hey, which bed cover should I get for my Tundra? So this one, guys, the Peragon bed cover, this one is the HDX one, and it's been awesome. I love it. My wife loves it too. She's able to put stuff in the back. It's really nice, and it's super easy to close too. So all I got to do is just grab the strap, pull it, it catches on the rails, and it locks out like that. I like to loop it around one more time so I don't lose grip of it. And it just closes. And then you just pull these little secure tabs right here. And you can see what that does over here. It just locks it right into place. Very easy, like, setup on this truck with it. I like it. You still retain your whole bed and everything too, which I really like. You still retain your good bed height right here, and then be able to just close it up, and then stuff is really lockable too. So guys, that was the 1 month update on this Peragon bed cover. I will continue to make update videos. That's what I like to do on this channel. But first impressions, very, very good. The quality, very, very good. Customer service, good. Just two caveats, like cons in my opinion from what I've noticed, but the pros far outseed it. So again, 15% off code is in the description. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. I don't make money on you clicking that or purchasing the product. They were awesome enough to give 15% off for you guys for this kit. So very, very cool, guys. I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. All right, see you later.